Good morning, everyone. It's early this morning, earlier than normal. It's a Monday and we've got workers coming into the park, so I've got to go open the gate early. I also have to take my car in, get some more work done on it, so got to get this recorded before I get away from town. I was just glancing down X, Twitter. Elon Musk this morning said that they just caught FEMA giving $59 million to New York to buy luxury hotels, hotel rooms, I should say, luxury hotel rooms for illegal immigrants against a direct order from the president, and they're buying it for illegal immigrants, so that is illegal. They're doubling down. Hey, get out of here, kitty. I've got my breakfast started and I don't want him messing with it. Okay. So they're doubling down. Just like I said, YouTube is doubling down, making it impossible for me to get my videos out. So that's why I need your help. Share as often as you can. I know some of you have been watching the ads that are on there. I have no control of what actually is displayed. And one of my good followers said that they're running 1 and 2 minute ads. And he was saying that he was letting them all run so that I could get credit for them. You don't have to do that. Don't give in to them. That's like paying ransom money. And the Israeli hostages that were returned last time look like they came out of a prison camp. Emaciated. Terrible. I know God's going to have to take care of it. Kitty, no. Don't you look back over at my food. Don't you even think of my food. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the lies going on in the Middle East, at least one big one. Israel isn't allowed to build on the Temple Mount because the lying Muslims and their world media, Trump's starting to pull us out of everything that the world's got going on because they are totally in bed with the lies because they hate the United States and Israel so bad that they will propagate lies. The leaders of these countries in the Middle East know that they're lies, so they are complicit. Every once in a while, someone over there, a leader, will say, it's not important, the Temple Mount's not important. And then he has to back down and not talk about it again, because they know the truth. So here's the truth, and I'll give you some proof for it. The Dome of the Rock is a shrine to the Jewish temple. It is not a holy site. The top Temple Mount is not one of the holiest sites in Islam. That is a lie. The Palestinians are a lie. That's why nobody wants them. They're a Shiite terrorist group, and they want Israel completely destroyed, and nobody wants to take them. Now, Trump's going to get over there and force them over there to take them. Tariffs has been part of his deal, but just plain general trade, he's very persuasive to get them all out of there. What he wants to do is rebuild it and let people come back bit by bit, inspecting them to make sure that there are no Hamas terrorists in the group. Some will get in, but there'll be a number of different countries will have, Middle Eastern countries will have claim to the land. So it'd be harder for the Hamas to get away with what they've been doing, lying. There are no Palestinians. Palestinians are a lie. They don't even exist. They never existed. They only existed as a lie. After 70 AD, when they kicked the Jews out of Jerusalem, they killed a lot, over 1 million, but they also kicked everybody else out. The Roman government, in making a mistake, a complete mistake, attempted to lie. They called the land Palestine because they knew the Jews' worst enemy, greatest enemy, were the Philistines. So they misinterpreted the pronunciation and called it Palestine, naming it after their worst enemy in hopes to keep them from ever coming back again. So it started off as a lie. And it's still a lie. I Googled it. I said the Dome of the Rock is a shrine to the Jewish temple, and here's what Google came back with. No, the Dome of the Rock is an Islamic shrine that sits on the Temple Mount, the former site of the Jewish temple. The rock at the center of the shrine is sacred to both Muslims and Jews. No, it is not sacred to the Muslims at all. They could care less. It's a political tool that allows them to lie about the Palestinians and about their control of Jerusalem. They've come out and said a number of times Israel has no claim to Jerusalem at all because they never, ever lived there. If that isn't a blatant lie, I don't know what is. So here's some information about the Dome of the Rock. It was built in 685 AD. Some renovations in 691. It's taken some damage over the years because that is earthquake territory, and it's been rebuilt a couple of times. But here's the lie again. It's believed the site to be where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. Nothing in the Quran says that. Nothing. The only thing they've got to go by is it talks about him going west. It doesn't say how far. So here we have in the 17th chapter of Al-Isra, the Quran, describes the night journey where Muhammad traveled from Mecca to Jerusalem, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, on the back of a mythical creature called a Buraq. So he didn't even go there on land. He basically rode on something. This journey is considered a spiritual and physical event where he met other prophets like Moses and Jesus. I'm not making this stuff up. This is their lie. And ascended to heaven during the Mishra part of the story. Key points about the story include the Quranic reference. While the Quran briefly mentions the night journey in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, and detailed narrative is primarily found in Hadith literature, collections of sayings and deeds of the Prophet. The Western travel in this story refers to Muhammad's journey to the mosque. It's considered a miracle in Islam. Okay, so this is the background lie that's been propagating all this. Here's the situation. The Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem was constructed between 685 and 715 CE, Common Era, AD. Okay, 685 to 715 AD. Muhammad lived from 570 to 632 CE or AD. Do you see the disparity? He was dead before the mosque was built that he was supposed to have traveled to. It's all a lie. There were 50 or more different versions of the Quran out there. And they got a committee together to figure out which one was the most popular. I forget his name now, and I can't find his videos. I think they took him down. But he was an ex-Muslim, and he talked about the truth. He said this committee decided which Quran was the most popular, and they adopted that one as the primary one. And they're all different. That's the problem. They're all a collection of lies. Some there may be some truth. As in any mythical thing, there's always a smidgen of truth in it, but it's lies. So Muhammad could not have possibly have traveled to Jerusalem and ascended there. So it's a lie. Israel should not have. Moshe Dayan, after the Six-Day War, put Jordan in charge of the Temple Mount. Mistake. Land for peace never works. Period. Ever. It's the equivalent of hostages. The area where they released the last hostages in Gaza was not heavily destroyed. The IDF didn't destroy that area for one reason. It's the area they believe the remaining hostages were being kept. Hostages are a terroristic, evil manipulation to get what you want, because what you want is wrong. No one's going to give it to you. So you basically kidnap people, which is illegal, around the world. You don't take care of them well. The Red Cross has done nothing to help them. They're helping to pick them up and take them out, but they've been there, they've seen them, and they've done nothing to help them. The Red Cross is in the pocket of Islam, just like the rest of the world is, just like UNRWA and all the other ones over there. Bad. Okay, the Dome of the Rock, again, was built a long time ago, but it wasn't until 1959 that the gold dome was put on it, and it was updated in 1993. So it wasn't even fancy like it is now. That's all modern stuff that they've put on there relatively. Now, I'm going to argue that it's a Jewish shrine because there are 12 tribes of Israel and there are 12 pillars holding it up. I don't have a good, valid proof of that because there's also 12 imams in Islam. So Satan copies everything that God does. Jesus is God's man, came down here to save us. The Antichrist is Satan's man, come here to save us. Of course, he's a lie. That's the problem with all of Satan's copies. They don't live up to what God would have them to be. Since they are copies, they don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't know what they're supposed to do. Okay, so we're kind of entering in an age of truth right now. The lies that have been going on, the stealing that was going on, the corruption is coming to an end. And it may take the Antichrist to convince the Arab countries to knock off the lie and just let them have it in peace. Get out of what you're calling the UNESCO Mosque. The original UNESCO Mosque was closer to Mecca. There's a whole bunch more stuff I could get into on that, but I'm afraid I'm already pushing my luck on my filters that YouTube is doing. It all started when Abraham didn't trust God, and he took things into his own hand. Lesson for every one of us. If we're waiting on God and we get impatient, and we go, well, I guess he's not going to do it, I'm going to have to. He's condemned us all to having two countries, two religious entities with the blessing of God. The blessing applied to Abraham applies to both Isaac and Ishmael. It takes one or two, because Adam and Elizabeth, and then Adam and Eve, just one couple. Get down from there. Get down. Kitty. Kitty. I need a squirt bottle. When I get done, I'll go finish my breakfast, and then you'll leave it alone. I've got toast in the toaster, and I've got some, I'm going to put Spam on toast. I like Spam. Now, to be really sacrilegious, I'll put Spam on a bagel. I love that too, but I don't have any bagels right now. I'm going to the market today after I get my car back, and I got to go get a P.O. box. I can take packages that I need for things that we're doing around here at the park, but I can't use it as a legal mailbox. It's not. I'm technically not an employee of the county. Anyhow, so I got to do some running around today inside, and I've got to go do some general shopping. I need some more jeans. I had a whole tub full of jeans in storage, and I can't find them. I think I may have given them away, donated them, because I can't find them. I can imagine myself thinking, I've still got half a dozen of these, jeans that aren't fully worn out yet in my suitcases and stuff that I packed a lot of my clothes in. So I gave the tub away, not knowing that I didn't put any in the suitcases. The suitcases were for my work clothes, my dress clothes, because I was working back then. You see, we try to do stuff on our own, and we just mess up, and it costs us. I do have my water regulator valve over on the water now, coming into the trailer. I've got pressure here. I took my first shower yesterday. I'll have another one today. I shower in the afternoon. I have another shower today, but I took my first one yesterday in the trailer. I don't have to walk the 7,500 yards over to the bathhouse. I can stay in here. So we're slowly getting things taken care of. For those of you that have donated recently, thank you. I actually prefer, I try to keep it to a minimum of thank you. I don't want to give you worldly credit. I'd rather you be building credit in heaven. I have a few people over on Patreon that contribute there on a regular basis, and I thank you. And I'm not doing you justice. What I should be doing is giving you special content. But it's all I can do to come up with my daily content for the main channel. If I only did 1 or 2 videos a week, you'd have special content. So we're thinking about this. I'm praying about it, whether I should cut back my daily videos and do special content. But I'm not doing this for the money. If you're contributing to God through this ministry here. So that's the way I'd like to leave it, so that you don't get credit for it on earth. Storing up treasures in heaven is what you need to be doing. When I go to the market today, I'm concerned. I've got 2 eggs left. Do I keep those for a special occasion? I'm going to have to see. Now, just as a tip, you have to look around. It's almost like we have to do sometimes for gas. You got to find where the cheapest gas station is. It used to be, and I'm going to test it today, Dollar General had eggs for, the last time I bought these that I got in there now were $6 a dozen, whereas Publix and Kroger were $10 a dozen for the double A. You can get the single A for a little bit less, but there's nothing. Those itty-bitty eggs are quail eggs, it seems like. So I'm going to look. If they're all expensive, we're not going to be eating eggs for a while. That's how you deal with inflation and overprice. Now, the inflation and overprice is because the left and their evil workers have been destroying food production. And every bird that's producing food for us in the United States is going to have the flu. And they're going to come in and destroy them. That's what they want. They need to get these people out now before they do any more destruction. And Bill Gates, along with Soros and some of these other ones, are still buying things here. And China still owns a bunch of property here. I hope they get to all this and stop it. But they're doubling down, and they're going to continue to do that even when it becomes illegal and they get caught and punished. They don't care. They need to put some people in jail. They have a judge now that's blocking some of the Trump stuff. He's a liberal judge that was appointed. What he's doing now, on some of the cases, they're arguing that it's illegal, and they ought to be able to impeach him for that. I hope so. They wouldn't even let the new head of the DOJ see the books. That's illegal. You can't do that. But they're doubling down. We haven't gotten rid of the bad people in government. We're taking bad people that have come in illegally out of the country. We're taking them out, or we're putting them in prison, in Gitmo. But there's still bad people in government that we haven't gotten rid of yet. One of the ladies, I forget which department, but they gave her the heave-ho and told her to leave, and she refused to leave. They had to carry her out. The security guards had to carry her out of the building. They don't want to go. They're going kicking and screaming. They refuse to give in. They don't care that the American people unanimously or almost unanimously voted in Trump. They want their agenda because they believe in it, because they've been told the lie for so long. The whole foundation of everything they're doing is a lie, and they don't want to admit that. So don't give up. Don't stop prepping. There's a difference between long and short-term prepping. I don't know how long we have to carry this on. And if you didn't start until recently, it's better to start. It's like savings. Yeah, if we started when we were 25, putting $300 or $400 a month in, we'd be millionaires now. According to Dave Ramsey, I haven't done the math. But if you didn't, start putting stuff away now. I don't seem to ever be able to keep much in my savings account, just no more than a month or so, because God says, I'm in charge. I'll make sure you don't go without anything. So I'm okay. I trust it. And inevitably, when I need something, God comes up with the money for it. However, have a reasonable amount of things that you may need. Paper products come from Canada. Are we going to run out of toilet paper? Well, they haven't said the snow word yet, again. We've already had 2 snows down here this season, more than we normally get, so I wouldn't anticipate any more. It's supposed to get down, I think, to 26 next week for a couple of days, but then it'll come back. We're starting to get into the, it's going to hold on for a little longer, but the groundhog is not predicting 6 more weeks of winter. At least not for down here, not in the south. I think it was 57 this morning, so it was cooler this morning than it was yesterday by 10 degrees, but it's still okay. I've just got a loose shirt on because I got to go open the gate here in a little bit, but that's it. It's not too bad. All right. Continue to pray for me in this ministry because we're under attack from YouTube right now, big time. I tried to go to Rumble, but I couldn't get anybody to go there. A few of you did, but most people didn't, because YouTube still does this. But as I just read to you out of Google lies. So be careful when you pull up something that's religious about Christianity or Jews. It could be a lie, an absolute lie. So you got to do your research. You got to keep looking, keep digging for any of the sites that still may remain. I'm going to keep looking for this one guy. I don't know where he is. He's very knowledgeable of the Quran, if anybody you knows who he is and if he's still got a site or not, or if he's gone someplace else, I'd like to study him some more. But I can't find him. I don't even remember his name. Of course, for me, remembering names is next to impossible anyway. All right. We're out of here. We're on the schedule to be out of here next. It's the next event in God's timeline for the rapture. But when is it? Because when we leave, it starts the tribulation. Pretty close. When we need, we're the restraining force that Satan is not going to sit there and go, okay, I can do anything I want. I'm not ready yet. I'm just going to sit here. Nah. He's going to come on strong. Because this is only time. He knows the Bible. Now, he may believe he can win, but he knows when his time is here. His time will be here the moment we're gone. What is this? Open the gate. Okay, I know. I got to go open the gate. And when it gets to be where we've got people in here, that's one of my jobs, is to open the gate every morning so that it's open at 7 if somebody hasn't already gone through the gate to go to work. A lot of the people that come here, sometimes they work and they will drive out as early as 6. That's okay. The gate can be open. But we close the gate at 10 and open it at 7 on a regular basis unless somebody's using it. But if somebody comes in at 1 o'clock in the morning and leaves the gate open, bad. Not supposed to do that. You got to close it when you come back in. All right. So again, your help and support, either through prayers or through financial help, is big. Like and share these videos, because YouTube will eventually, they want to make money. So help me out. Be a part. Help this ministry grow. We were growing for a little bit, but I'm now losing subscribers, and all my numbers are going down again. Whereas it was only like 1 week a month they were doing it, it's full time right now. They haven't let off. Now they may, if the government gets close to them, they may back down. But right now, they are filtering big time. Their social media police are working full time. In fact, they may have hired a bunch of them that Twitter let go. I wouldn't be surprised. Till we meet in the clouds, God bless. Sitting here waiting on the sun to rise. I have faith that it will. That's what we do with our faith. We know something's going to happen. Have faith in God and Jesus the same way. You know it's going to happen. Blessings, everyone.